Hello, hello. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. And Rose, I saw your request and I would be more than happy to let you go first.
Oh, thank you so much. That's so sweet. And it just worked out. It's midnight. My baby literally was crying 20 minutes ago. I was able to finish feeding him, and here I am.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, always happy for those who mark wanting to go first. So
Thank
you
you.
are on the audience building strategy?
Yes.
Okay. So you want me to look at 2 video campaigns?
So I have 2 video campaigns, and I have I wanted to also share. Do you have the link handy? Like, I have too many windows open. The power content. I'll find it. I used your. You know what? Oh, let me open Google Drive. I used your copy, and I put in my own. Sorry, I want to have this already. Well, 1 second.
Yeah, no worries. Janet, I see your form too. I'm going to come to you after Rose.
Okay, great.
Okay, I think. Hopefully, what is it? Power content template. I found it. Okay, perfect. I'm ready. So let me get started with sharing the screen, and so I'm going to start with the video ads. I figured out they were denied at first, and then I found out why. Because I used "Are you a highly sensitive person?" And now I changed it up. So hold on. Here, so I have one, and they just got started because they got denied at first, right? So let me make this small.
Okay.
So they got denied, and then I finally got them going. So I have one here, this one. It's both the same video. It's an interview, and because I didn't get around to actually videotaping the power content, which will be the next step, right? So I thought I just wanted to get started.
So what is this ad for?
Same thing, like engagement. In my
what's the strategy? Like, what strategy are you following? What are you trying to attempt? What are your goals with this?
I used the strategy that you suggested. I went through your video. It is the strategy is to get engagement on my Facebook page. Yeah.
So are you doing the power content strategy, or
yes.
are you doing? Okay.
Yeah, and I show you my Facebook page is that basically. I mean, meaning there's no engagement. But this is my Facebook page, and
okay. Yep.
So I'm pushing this video, and this is the text.
Have you ever wanted to write a song? Songwriting has changed my life. So one of the things that's going to help, and this is just me nitpicking, one of the things that's going to help is going to make it easier for people to read your post is by separating each of your lines into individual little lines. It's going to make it a lot easier for people to go through it. And you're going to find that more people, that it's actually going to help your click-through rate as far as people stopping the scroll, because it'll catch their attention more.
Got it. Okay.
Like I really love the copy. I really love how you're telling your own story. And I also love your little fun emojis too.
Okay. So can I still in retrospect make these lines, or is it too late now?
So what it's going to want you to do is you'll probably just have to cancel the boost, or if you're running the ad, pause the ad, go in and then edit it, and then you'll be able to do it again.
Okay, good. Okay, so, and then here you can see.
So what is it that you want them to do after they watch this video, or while they're watching this video? I see that you say you don't need to ask me any questions below the video. I'd be happy to guide you. Let's be more direct. And what is it that we want them to do either while they're watching this video or after they watch this video? It's going to help. It's going to help their engagement rate. We always want to tell people, like, we always want to keep the loop open, right? But we never want to ask them an open-ended question, like, if you have anything, blah blah blah. Like, be direct. Like, what, why do you want to start your, like, even while you're doing the video, like, hey, before we get into this interview, I want to know, for those of you guys who are watching this video, what is, your motivation for wanting to write music? Let us know in the comments below and then get into it. Or you could write that inside your copy. I mean,
yeah,
I would recommend that you do it in both places. But if anything, if it's a pre-recorded video and you didn't obviously do that in the video, I would put it in the copy. Like, hey, let's get the conversation going. What is the one reason that makes you want to start writing songs? What inspires you?
Okay.
And just kind of keep that loop going.
Let's get the conversation going. Okay, I do literally say that. Let's get the conversation going.
I love that. Yep. We just want to give them like a direct, like we want to command some type of action that they're going to do.
So let's get the conversation going. What is the reason why you would want to write a song, maybe?
Yeah, and I would even go one step further and making it a multiple choice question, because when we give people choices, they're more likely to actually answer it.
Like what? What is the reason why you want to write a song? Or
what inspires you to write your music? Is it an event? Is it your family? Emotions or something to where you can give them answers and just have them like put there. It just makes the engagement happen more often on your post, and then it's also going to lower your ad costs too.
Okay. Okay, great.
This looks awesome. Great though. I like I said, I love the copy, and here I'm just nitpicking. What you have is fine, but just to get to that next step.
This is perfect. No, I'm so glad you're sharing all of this. So okay, this is, both are the same, by the way. I guess I messed up because I didn't want to boost. I wanted to do the video thing, and then so the reason why I have two ads right now is it's both, they look the same video, but one is a boost and one is a video ad, and I was able to import the video. Does that make sense? So the one this one I only spent $1 a day, and as you can see, I only have 344 impressions so far.
So let's take a look at the video numbers. So if you go to video engagement, because remember our KPIs for these are, we want $1 per 100% video view.
Okay. So
you're going to toggle where the three bars are. You're going to go to video engagement.
Oh, okay.
And then our KPIs for our power content, or we want, first of all, we want 15 cents per 3-play. Oh, I could already see you're already hitting the KPI, because look at that. You've got 8 video plays at 100% and you've only spent $7.75. So that's good, right? Because you're hitting your KPI for $1 per 100% video view.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So it's off to a good start.
Okay. So did you teach us that somewhere? So
yeah, it's in the KPI cheat sheet that I gave to you guys.
So the last, because I watched the last training where I remember where you explained the numbers. Oops, what did I just click wrong? And where you explained the other numbers, the performance,
the click-throughs and stuff. Yeah. So so that's for like conversion campaigns. But what we want to track with videos is the engagement with the videos, like how long people are watching. We want to be tracking that.
Okay, so I guess this is not working as well. We're only pay $1 a day.
Fine so far. We're getting one video play at 25%. You've only spent $2.87. I don't judge the 100%. I don't even judge that until we've had at least 2,000 impressions.
Yeah.
But already your first one, because you've spent $7.70, you could already see that it's hitting the KPIs even before the 2,000 impressions. So that's an indicator that it's probably going to trend up and optimize.
And this is like a 14-minute video. It's like a long video.
Awesome. So we always want, so this is to make note, then that's extra good, because we want our power content to be between 3 to 5 minutes. We don't want our power content to cold traffic to ever be longer than 5 minutes.
I know, I'm totally aware of it, and I create power content the way you. I just use this because this is what I have, and I'm very much myself. So I thought this is a good start. The other thing I would really love is if it was possible for you to give me feedback on the audience that I created. Hold on, now how I'm gonna show you that. Can I just click on the actual? Yeah, I guess the actual.
Yep. If you click edit and then bring me to the ad set.
So here, I created And where's the audience?
It's at
Sorry,
the
I'm
ad
not
set.
finding
You're at
it.
the, we need to go to the ad set level. You're on the ad level right now. So just go one step higher.
Thank you. Here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So scroll down.
Okay, so this is probably, it's what some person told me this is way erratic, all the way too far out. So I'm reaching 2.5 million potential. I cut out all the men, it's only female right now to make it smaller. But basically my target audience is highly sensitive people. And so I put the interest in that I have because I didn't know what else. Honestly, maybe you can make this grid bigger so you can read this better. But I think first question is 2.5 too big, and second question.
That's perfect. I like my sweet spot to be between the 500,000 to 2.1 million, but 2.5 million is fine. It's very interesting. I like how you got a little bit creative with your layered audiences. It's obviously working. So I would be curious to try this audience with a couple of your other videos too and see if it performs as well.
So to make it smaller because it was too big, I cut out all the men. I feel a little bad about it, but maybe I don't know, trying women now. And then I must also match likely engagement with US political content liberal. That made it smaller. It was just too big, and I was having too many things
Are
all over
people
the place.
are the people you're targeting most likely to engage with political content? Is that why they're stressed out?
Question. Well, it stresses me out if I do, and I'm a highly sensitive person, but I'm also interested in it because I care as an empathetic person about other people. So, I don't know for sure that they are, but I got
there's only one way to tell, and it's by doing an ad, right? And I think you've done a really good job. That's one of the things that I always tell my students is we can always guess like who our audience is, but like if like, and that's what I love about the way that you stack this is like you're basing it on what you like and how you react to things, and you see yourself as like like in your ideal audience. Like I have a coach who's the exact same way. Like she's awesome when she's like explaining like who, like whenever we were going over our targeting, she's like, I only want women on the West Coast and the East Coast, no Southern women, no Midwest women. They have to shop at Whole Foods. They have a Peloton. They go to Soul Cycle. But that all helped me like really get crystal clear on the type of person that she wanted to attract. And so I always tell my students is, your audience more than I'm ever going to, right? Because you have done the research, your audiences. I can only teach you guys how to use this layering technique that like what you're using. So I say if it's working and people are engaging with your content, I say it looks good.
And so it doesn't matter that I cut out the man for now to make it smaller.
If you're trying to target women, absolutely not.
I'm not really trying to target women, but in the courses I had more women than men. And I think in terms of being able to relate the way how we experience things, because it's a lot about experiencing being vulnerable, actually songwriting. So I think it would work. It would create a more safer space, I guess, if it was just women.
It would be interesting if you ran the exact same targeting, same video, and exclude the women and just do the men and see how they would work against each other. It would be a really interesting experiment.
Yeah, I will actually do that because I'm not necessarily want to rule out men, but I'm really still playing around with the target audience. And in terms of age, right now I have 40 to 65 plus. Yeah, I wasn't sure about the age range either. Obviously, I could do younger too.
Yep, it's just something that you'll have to play with and kind of like dial in just to kind of see. And that's what I love about video ads is you can do that very cheaply than you could versus a conversion campaign. That's why I love video campaigns and I love power content campaigns, because it allows me to test different micro audiences within a bigger audience. And so I can see exactly how those, like whether it's the group, like I had a wholesale coach that I was doing ads for. We literally did a split test between the 21 to 30 age groups and then the 31 to 40 age groups with the same content. And we found out that one of the age groups, like 21 through 30, they were more spiritual and mindful versus the 31 to 40 age group was more religious. And so I started to kind of like see the differences. They all wanted the same thing in the end, but the way that I was targeting and putting out the content, they were responding to different types of content.
That's so
And so that's what's
interesting.
really cool about putting video ads at the top of the funnel. It allows us to segment our audiences based on the type of content that they're watching.
Yeah, this is perfect because I'm actually creating a sales funnel with like a video mini course, which I'm now recording like a power content video. So I'm gonna have 5 power content videos where I teach something in each video, which I then can use for ads. I'll also put them into my funnel in the video in my email sequence. So I'm gonna use it in both places. So I'm building them like you teach us the power content videos and making them brief and short, so I can use it. And thank you for saying what you just said, because actually I'm realizing I will try several ads with also different age ranges and female and male. And the other thing, I guess, the last question I have is, because I have one ad running for $1 a day and then the other one for 10 days, $5 a day. What would you suggest me to do? Have like more $5 a day approaches, or $1 a day and maybe more different types of ads? Make sense?
I would do $5 a day. You're going to get the data faster.
Okay, got it. Okay, and then like maybe do 10 days, and like kind of.
Exactly. I would do probably on these, like, especially if you want like quick results, like as far as like getting the data, I would do $5 a day for sure per ad set.
Okay, great. Okay, so I can maybe, I can figure out how much money I want to spend for now, and then
Exactly.
maybe
And
$10 a day.
And just to add on to what Rose was talking about, one of the things that I love to do, especially for people who are starting out and they might not have ever ran ads before, because this was a good question that that Amanda Hines asked in the 10 on Thursday for tomorrow morning. She asked, she's like, how do we lower our cost per thousand, right? Our CPM. One of my favorite ways to actually lower our CPMs is, especially when you're starting out, doing exactly like what Rose is doing, and then creating a lookalike audience based off of the people who are watching 95% of our content, and then launching our conversion campaigns to those lookalike audiences. It's going to lower your CPM lots lower, because think about this: if you're targeting people like Amy Porterfield, but all of the people that everyone else is targeting in the marketing space, the ad costs are going to be higher. But if you're using lookalike audiences, your ad costs are going to be much lower and probably more effective, because you're basing it off of people who are already engaging with your content versus, you know, reaching out and getting someone else's audiences. And so that's why I like to create all of my audience pools. Like, I'll launch my video campaigns to Amy Porterfield and Russell Brunson and all of those. And so I'm going to reach a different pocket of audiences, right? Because most marketers are going after the conversion audience, right? They want those conversions. Well, Facebook's going to optimize a campaign based on what you're telling Facebook to do. So if I tell Facebook, you know, I want Amy Porterfield's audience to watch this video, I'm hitting 90% of Amy Porterfield's audiences that the marketers aren't even getting to, because they're not utilizing a video campaign. Most of them are using conversion campaigns. And so that's why I like this strategy. I like this audience building strategy that I have for you guys, because one, it's testing our audiences, right? We're able to test our audiences at a lower budget. Two, it's building up warm audiences and allowing us to test different pockets with different content. Number three, it's allowing us to create badass lookalike audiences that we could launch our conversion ads to. And number four is something that a lot of people don't talk about. It helps season our ad accounts and keep it in good standing with Facebook. So therefore, when we get rejected ads, we always have our power content running, so that Facebook's going to least likely shut down our ad account, because we have all this power content running and continuously keeping our ad accounts in a healthy status.
So it's like a continuous attraction of new audiences, basically.
Yep, exactly. So I never turn off my power content for any of my audiences.
And how many people would I need to have that had watched 95% before it makes
sense? I would do 1,000 before creating a lookalike audience. You're not too far off.
I have 8 plays. 1,000 plays?
It sounds like you're far off, but with the numbers that you're getting, you're gonna get there.
Okay, I'm gonna put $5 on the other ad too. Then
Yep.
yeah.
The $5 a day will get you there a lot faster than the dollar a day.
Thank you. I did notice that as I changed the dollars that there, it's not a straight line. There's like it's kind of like curved like this. Yeah, if you put
Awesome.
money in. Thank you so much. That was
Yeah,
all
you're
right.
very welcome. So Janet, I'm coming to you, and then Yami, I'm coming to you. I saw you sneak in, Yami. What's up, Janet?
Hey, Laurel. Well, one question was answered. So thank you for that about the always on power content and 1,000 views. So you want 1,000 people watching, 25% of the video to get is one of the metrics that you can create that custom audience.
Absolutely. And just to that example right there, I'm glad you asked that question. So you could logistically from one video, if you just okay, like with Rose, like if she's just like, you know what, I'm just going to put $100 on this video or whatever, and just continuously, she'll have a lookalike audience based off of people who watch 25% of her video. She can make another lookalike audience based off of people who watch 50% of her video, a different lookalike audience of people who watch, like we can get some different pockets of people to even, that's something that I use all the time, especially with people, that have new ad accounts. I just like literally launch audience building for about a month. Because a lot of the ad shutdowns are happening with new ad accounts who are going straight for a conversion campaign, or ad accounts who are turning on conversion campaigns after their ad account has been dormant for a long period of time. So I always tell people, if you're going to pause, don't pause your ads. Keep your audience building campaign, even if it's just going for $1 a day. It's going to continue to season that account and keep it in good standing.
Good point. Thank you. So I made a ton of headway since I posted my question in the hot seat. I went through all the audience building strategy, the builder strategy, and this is really going to be more of a strategic kind of a question. So I've created saved audiences for big group, layered, and indie. So my question is this: next month, I'm going to focus 100% on getting strategy calls booked. So similar to you, I have an SEO consultancy. So I work with small business owners, and so I'm trying to get them book calls. So I need to build my audience though. I really haven't kind of focused in on that and watching all your videos. And there was a lot of really good new ones. So thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. Yeah, I saw your recommendation. So are you saying, like, can you explain just a little bit more before we get into
stuff? So I created loads of organic videos. So in terms of the content, I created a ton of organic videos over the last 9 months, and I have 2 different business pages. And I did the Facebook, I did a series in the creator area, but there's no comments. Like I can see the reach varies and it increases. There's a few shares, but there's not a lot of engagement other than that. So should I bother to use that as power content or create brand new ones like the 15 pieces in the buyer journey? And then just kind of just maybe start over and just use that, and then maybe position it more to the industry or the niche that I'm really trying to attract anyway?
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about, so whenever you're doing your power content, you're saying that there's no engagement. What is it that you're asking them to do when they're watching that video?
Good point. Sometimes comment below, but I would say 9 out of 10 times I'm giving them information. Mm-hmm. So to your point, yeah, there's nothing for them to say. They're watching it. Mm-hmm. But they're not liking it necessarily either.
And that's okay, because I think about the way that I engage with videos. I never like videos. I never comment on videos, mm-hmm. but I consistently watch videos. And that was one of the things, whenever I first started going live on a very consistent basis, I would when I first started, there was no one commenting or anything like that. And that's what made me come up with my Client Accelerator 2-step, right? Where I was drop a line below if you want X, Y, and Z, and I'll send it to your inbox or whatever. Mm-hmm. But one of the things that I quickly found out, as I was about 3 to 4 months in, I would get people, whether it was at in-person events, because I printed a lot of local people in the local networking scene, because I wanted local agency clients and also my online clients. And one of the things that I quickly found out was when I was having conversations with people, they were referencing videos that I had done several months back where it was crickets chirping, but people were watching. I just didn't know people were watching, right? And so one of the things that I help my students do now that kind of accelerates the thing that I went through faster is asking people like, so let's say you have your headline, you have your promise of value. We always want to have some type of call to action. Now, whether that call to action is going to be something that they're going to be committed, right? I try not to do that in my power content. I try not to make them, give me their name and email or buy
Right.
something or anything. I'm always like, hey, do you want me, this free resource or whatever, drop me a line below. But if we don't have anything free to give them, we always want to at least have some type of call to action that's like, so, this poll of the day is, what if so-and-so, would you rather do A, B, or C? Let me know in the comments below, and we're going to get right into this video right now. And so it keeps the conversation going. As you're going live, people are commenting, more people are seeing you as you're actually live. So we actually have more of a live audience while you're live, which helps the health of the video too. So that would be one of my recommendations. Now, what I do is I go live on my personal profile, and I always pick out the videos that have like the best engagement, and I just download them and I upload them as power content and see if I can get better engagement with ads on it. So the first thing I'll do is I'll run the power content to my warm audience, people who've engaged with my content in the last 30 days on my page. Then once I have some social proof on my business page, right, on the same video, then I will launch it to a cold audience as my power content. And the content already has all of those, like the comments from my warm audience. And so that's a technique that I love to do because no one likes commenting first on a video.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Good point.
Yep.
So I was planning on running ads using one of my most watched videos, with obviously the objective being video views. And then again, using your KPI of 1,000 views and then creating a custom audience out of that. And then I guess in terms of if I create 15 pieces of content, are you creating one at a time, launching an ad, doing another one? Are you just like batching all the, 5 videos and then just like pushing them out? Or
so what I would do is I would do my 15 pieces of content, and let's see, the hotel, they've got a little, so pretend this is like Post-it notes. And so when I first came up with my 15 pieces of content, it was something I was doing because I was going live every single day. I was trying to build up my audience. I was trying to get my brand out there. And so what I do is I would do my 15 pieces of content, and I would put a headline, promise of value, and the 3 bullet points, and I would stick it on my wall. So I would do my 15 pieces of content. My wife completely hated it because it was in our living room, right? But every morning I would wake up because she had already gone to work, and I would take one off the wall and I would read it as I'm drinking my coffee, and I would literally just turn on my camera at 5 a.m. and just do the video. And I was doing this like on a daily basis. So that's literally how I built my brand, doing it that way. But now what I do is I actually have a content flow. And so I still do my exercise. But what I'm doing is I'm batching my content. I do 3 to 5 power content videos a week. And then I put them in a Google Drive and let my team put them on YouTube and podcasts. I have the same content across all the platforms. Like, I know a lot of people will be like, well, you should optimize for this and you should, but one of the things that I'm finding is that we're overwhelming our audience with content. Like, they can't keep up. And so I found that because I had a fear of putting a podcast together because I was like, I was pressured to. A lot of people will be like, well, if you're going to do a podcast, you have to have the nice fancy intro, and you have to have the nice fancy mic, and you have to have the fancy everything, right? I found very quickly, I started a podcast, I want to say in April. My podcast is called Video Marketing Secrets, but it's literally all of my Facebook lives. Like we use repurpose.io. As soon as I go live, repurpose.io spits it to all the platforms, right? And I was worried about that. I was like, oh, what's my audience going to think? And you know what my audience thought, especially my students? They're like, thank you for doing that, because I don't have time to watch all of your Facebook lives. And they were like, I was like having this fear of missing out, that I was going to miss some type of, because I've trained you guys to know there's always going to be, something that you guys can implement. That's always my promise, right? In every single video, you guys know I'm going to give you something that you can implement. And people started feeling the pressure. I was overwhelming people with content. Well, now my students are like, I listen to you in the shower, and I can like listen to 3 of your Facebook lives in like, in one sitting. And they're like, they love the fact that I have content everywhere. and it's the same content. So no matter what platform they're on, they don't have to feel like they're missing out on this like one piece of content. So that was a fear that, you know, I myself had gotten over too. So that's my method now, is like just batching my content. Now for Instagram, right, you have to have 60-second videos like for the news feed. So I use my power content videos, my 3 to 5 minute videos for IGTV, because you can have the longer videos there. And then for every power content video you guys can check them out on my Instagram. I call them 60-second strategy. Sometimes I'll post them on my Facebook, but I literally just do 60-second versions of my power content, and we run them on the Instagram newsfeed. So I'm doing the same 5 pieces, sometimes only 3 pieces a week. And then my team is taking them, putting them on Spotify, on iTunes. You know, my wife is turning my 60-second strategies into blog posts that I can use. And so it's just like the same content. So I don't have to feel pressured. So a lot of you guys now, hopefully that helps you guys like figure out, oh crap, I don't have to like, you know, create all this content and go live every day. Half the time I'm not live, it's batched and I'm using one stream.
Awesome. And then, so the last question I have is the KPIs, and you were mentioning about the video views. So whether you go, and I guess it depends on audience size. So if you've got an audience size of 2,500, maybe $5 is good a day. But what if it's like 2.5 or 3 million? Probably that's not enough.
So still don't think that that's not enough, because remember, Facebook is only going to reach a small pocket of that people anyway. So $5 to $10 a day will last you a really long time. So don't discount the fact that it'll last you a really long time. It just depends on how niche your audience is. If it's one localized, if it's a micro niche, if it's a larger niche. What I like to do is I like to go bigger, as far as like, you know, like with Rose with the 2.5 million, because it gives Facebook a broader spectrum, and it's going to lower your cost anyway, and let the video actually segment your audience instead of you trying to laser target your audience. Use your video content to do that for you.
Okay.
And I know you had a question about a self-liquidating offer, so don't forget that.
Yeah, I do. So there's 2 audiences. One of my audiences is the one that I'm talking about now, that I'm trying to get the appointments from next month. The other are SEO professionals. So people who are wanting to go on their own and become an SEO or working in-house, those people. And so I've created, I've got a course and a boot camp for them specifically that I'm relaunching in January. And so I'm trying to build out that audience. And so started out with a self-liquidating offer where it was like a guide it was a free download. So it's a free technical SEO best practices download. And then upsell, or, you know, OTO is like a $37.
Have you launched that yet?
I did. And it's to the lookalike audience. And I think I posted in one of the comments where I was trying to do custom audience. Facebook was like, oh, it's not big enough. And you were like, just run it anyway. So I guess it does make sense. Just run it anyway then.
Yeah, because Facebook will always tell me like, you're likely to get 0 conversions. And guess what? I get conversions all day long whenever Facebook tells us. So half the time I don't listen to Facebook. So if you're running, so have you done the numbers yet on that funnel? Like what you need to hit as far as
I got 1%. I got the right, I can pull it up really quickly. Let me just get into it. So click-through rate, all 2%.
Okay. So that could be, so that needs to be worked on a little bit.
Yeah. And click through, what's the other one? CTR
link click through.
Yeah, 1.37.
So you're good. So your link, so it's not your ad copy, right? Because that's hitting the KPI. Your creative can stand to be a little bit better, because think about this. If you can get more people to stop the scroll, your ad copy is doing its job, even with the low CTR also. Don't change your ad copy. The more people that are going to visit your landing page, you're going to be able to measure, like you're going to have a more accurate conversion rate. Once your ads are hitting their KPIs, then you can properly measure whether it's your landing page or your offer and all of that fun stuff.
So and in terms of impressions, I'm only at 802.
Yeah, you still have a little ways to go, but here's my recommendation for you, Janet. I would be, and this is something I tell my students too, just grab your phone. If you like video ads, if not, that's okay. Still grab your phone. What I do is I have them shoot 4 to 5 new ad angles every single week. Now, if they're not doing videos, it's easy, obviously, to do videos. Just transcribe your videos and create your ad copy based off of what you shoot. Because even whenever your ads hit your KPIs, we always want to do better, right? Because the
Yeah.
more that we can get people to stop the scroll. So I always get them to do 4 to 5 ad angles and just throw them in there and see if we can beat our last ads, because we always want to beat our last ads, because like for my $7 ads, like the CTR all 3% is the KPI, right?
Yep.
Right now, all of my ads are getting like above 14%.
Wow. So
but I'm
that
always
one,
trying to beat myself.
and that metric is that they are stopping the scroll. Which one was, I forget, I kept them
So
confused. Which one is,
CTR all,
yeah.
that's stopping the scroll. The CTR link click through is the percentage of people who stopped the scroll and actually clicked from your ad to the landing page.
Okay, so my CTR is 1.37, or CTR link click through is 1.37.
That's good.
So you're saying they are stopping the scroll. The scroll is
No,
being,
that's your link click through. That's the amount of people who
okay.
have stopped the scroll and clicked over. So that's why I say your ad copy is doing its job. It's
Okay.
you're not getting enough people to read the ad copy. So if you can
Okay.
get more people to read the ad copy, right? Does that make sense? So that's why we
Yep,
start.
yep.
That's why we start at the beginning of the funnel versus, because a lot of people will be like, "Oh, my landing page needs changing," and I'm like, "Dude, you're not even getting enough people to your landing page to even make that metric." And
Right.
so that's why we always start with, okay, are people stopping the scroll? If people are stopping the scroll, are they reading our ad copy? Okay, they're reading our ad copy. Are enough of them opting into our offer? If people are opting into our offer, what percentage of them are taking us up on the tripwire, right? And so that's how we start benchmarking all of our
Yep.
metrics.
And so in this situation, then I'm going to have to change my, I just added a video today, a new one. So hopefully that would help. And then I had some, I just figured, I was looking, I had an image of a depressed looking woman, which was, I was thinking like, oh, probably that's not a good idea. And she didn't do so well. So she's out. But I figured it's probably that. I guess it's the creative or the
empower. Like what I always tell my students is like, yeah, I know people are always like, punch the pain and, really dig into their pain points. I find that starting off empowering them versus kicking them in the stomach does a lot better.
Yeah. All right, I'll give that a shot. Okay, cool. Thank you, Laurel. Really appreciate it. I'm gonna have a lot more to share next time, but this is awesome. Really helpful.
I love that. I love that you have had all your KPIs and everything. So you get a gold star.
Great, thank you.
You're very welcome. Yami.
I don't have anything. I'm here to absorb. I'm the sponge for the day.
Oh, I guess it's the other Yami that.
Oh, another Yami. I was thinking when you said that, I had came on and I'm like,
I was like, look at her sneaking on.
And we must have both came on at the same time. That's so funny.
Yeah, no worries. How are you? You look amazing. You look amazing today.
Thank you.
Dressed up for me?
Huh?
You dressed up for me?
Yes. No, actually,
that's the correct answer.
I just wrapped up a master class. I'm running a master class, and so today was like a bonus day. So I was just online with them. And then I saw my pop-up come up. I'm like, oh crap, Laurel. And I'm like, let me get online.
I like that. Well, okay. Well then, Misty.
Hello.
Hi, Misty.
Let me turn on my camera.
How
are you?
Wow, you look amazing too. Everyone came dressed up today. I'm like feeling like a slob in my Nirvana t-shirt.
Normally I'm not wearing pants, so don't feel bad.
Oh my gosh, that's exactly how I am.
Yeah, so bear with me on my questions here because I literally just joined about 24 hours ago.
Well,
so I'm still, thank you, still kind of cruising through to get an idea of the structure of this, how it works, all the things. But I've been pretty stuck lately in the sense that I know that I wanted to start a membership group.
Ooh, you're in the right place.
Yes. And obviously I chatted with you before that Nick Peterson connected me to you and he was like, she's got a great model, check it out. So since then I've been creeping heavily and here I am. But my plan has been all along to do something around Black Friday. And then when I heard you talking about Black Friday, I was like, yes, oh my gosh, she's speaking my language. But I've been so stuck in the implementation piece, like how to structure it, appropriate pricing, what's the deliverables, because I'm trying to be mindful of the value ladder And
where's this filling?
What-
Where's this going into your value ladder? Is this going to be like a premium membership, or is this going to be like a low ticket?
it would be low ticket, but my hope is that later I have more of a premium membership. So I don't want to do anything now that could offset the possibility that that happens. I don't want to give too much now and then have nothing to give later, or not enough now that nobody actually converts to anything later.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it would probably be somewhere in the ballpark of probably 27 to 47.
Okay.
And my hope was that with the Black Friday thing, they would be getting like this super awesome founders rate. So maybe it's anywhere from
absolutely.
7 to 17.
So
Super affordable.
So you want to hear something funny? So that's literally how this membership started. So 2 years ago, I was in an event in Orlando, and I had my agency. I had a higher ticket program, like a coaching program, and I needed something that was low ticket, which is ironic, right? Because people know me for like this offer now, but I had like my agency and I had a coaching program, and I was at this event in Orlando, and the guy that I was working with at the time, he was my first mentor. He's like, you know what you should do? He's like, you should just take all your Facebook Lives, all your cheat sheets, and just like throw them into a membership and make it your Black Friday offer it for $7. And then in January, raise the price to 47. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah, let's just see what happens. And I launched it like the week of Black Friday, and I did a couple of Facebook Lives. Now, keep in mind, I already had like a higher ticket well, not a higher ticket, it was mid ticket, right? A couple $100. And then I had my agency. So I already had an audience, and people were kind of waiting for me to release something low ticket. And I was expecting like to sell 20 or 30 of them. I ended up 200 people signed up like almost immediately to this like $7 thing. And I had every intention. I was like, and I even promoted it that way. Like, hey, like literally I'm going to raise the price. So get in now. And then what we quickly found was that the conversion rates from like my group was like literally 54% were going somewhere else to a higher ticket, one of my offerings, whether that was a strategy coaching call, one-on-one coaching or whatever. And I was like, I would be stupid to raise the price at this point, right? And so that's why it's remained $7, because it ascends people now that high ticket. I started working with Nick, Nick, and Nick literally last January was like, you know what I want you to do? He's like, I want you to take your $2,000 offer and just do a premium membership, offer it for $197 a month. People can come and go as they please. He's like, you're going to sell more and it's going to be more reliable. And I literally took my the high ticket and created a premium membership to this one. And so the difference is, because like you were making the fear that if I give them too much in the $7, they're not going to ascend. I kind of have the opposite. I say like, I give a lot in the $7 group so that I can get you guys results, so that you guys will have an easier time transitioning into my premium, because like my premium members, by the time they get there, they've already done all of the foundational work, everything that I worked really hard to get you guys to do here. And so the premium program's a lot easier to coach because they've already been through all of this. And then they do the sophisticated ad strategy, right? I teach you guys foundations here. So don't think that in your lower ticket that you're going to be giving away so much that they're going to, not want to do you. The one thing that I want you to, and message me after, because you're a Nick person. I have something for you.
Okay.
But make sure that whenever you're creating your low ticket group, you want to have some type of graduation framework. Like, what is it that people like here, like you guys, like I'm using these calls as a graduation method, right? I'm picking out the people that the people that show up, they fill out the form. I'm helping them move forward, right? I'm helping Rose move forward. I'm helping Janet move forward with her ads, right? So that they can get results and I can graduate them to the next level, right? And so it's very important that one, we have a structure. We treat and this is true for free Facebook groups too, because your free Facebook group is kind of like a membership program, right? Like anyone else who's listening to this. And so as long as we have, like, whether it's a low ticket membership or a free Facebook group, have some type of curriculum that's going to move people forward and keep it to where it's not one of those things where you're just like giving. Because I made the mistake when I first did this group. I was going live every week with new content, quickly overwhelmed you guys. And so that's why like the back office now looks the way that it does, is because it makes it easier to help you guys move forward. It's almost like the less content, the better you guys are off.
Can I ask
And
a
so
question
whenever
about
you're
that?
building your low ticket, build it to where it's like, what do you want people to know and conquer before they work with you at a higher level? Like, what is it that you don't want to spend time teaching to the people who are coming into your higher level programs, and make that your low ticket?
Can I ask a question on that, Laurel?
Yeah, absolutely.
Misty, I hope you don't mind.
No, you're good.
So in my case, I have a Facebook group, which is kind of how I've been pulling out this is the first one I've been able to run with my masterclass. So when you're saying about the low ticket item, so mine is a free Facebook group. So my first challenge is free. And then it's to build them into something that's a paid for, like boot camp. And then I'm going to and my goal is like run it on a cycle. So like I'm going to run that same challenge like every 2 months or every quarter, and
Exactly.
them that way. So I have my value ladder is free membership. I do weekly live coaching, just like biz tips and things, or in my case for my aspiring ones, it's more about conquering fear, whatever. So they come into the challenge, they come into a smaller ticket item, and then I'm promoting the master class. And then the master class graduates them, like you were saying, into another paid Facebook group. And then in that one, that's what I'm leading towards. So I just wanted to make sure what you were saying,
that is like perfect.
Okay.
That is perfect.
I'm just trying to get more people into my group. So that's what I'm working on. And I'm hoping through some authentic, organic things, but I want to start to use the ads. And that's why I kind of came into your group.
Yep, that's actually perfect. So Misty, do you have a free Facebook group, or what is this going to be like where is this membership going to fit like on your overall ladder?
Yeah, so I do have a free Facebook group, and there are 2,800 people in there right now.
Ooh, okay.
So I have a good opportunity to fish from that pond.
Yeah. Have you figured out a strategy for that, or you want one?
I'll take one.
Okay, cool. I actually just was helping one of my premium students with this yesterday. So it's fresh in my mind. That's why I was like, ooh, this is a really good question. So so she has a Facebook group of 3,500 people, and they just launched a $9 offer. Mm-hmm. And so what they want to do is they're like, oh, this free group, like the engagement sucks. Like they've kind of like lost their, how do you see this? Their flair in their group. Like no one's engaging, but there's 3,500 people. They wanted to completely abandon it. And I'm like, no, here's what you do. And it's very similar to what Yami was just saying. Create some type of like 5 days, 7 days, something that's quick process to do inside your free Facebook group. Run it like for 90 days, like have like a 90-day, like I am going to move as many people from this 3,500, this 2,800 Facebook group into my low ticket membership, right? And so create some type of graduation framework, just like what we were talking about. So maybe it's a 5-day challenge. Maybe it's, something that's going to re-engage that group and make them motivated. And then have some live touch points over Zoom so that you can present that what you were talking about, like, hey, I'm offering the founders for only $7, for $14. And every 2 weeks you're doing that cycle inside your free group. It's going to be a lot of work for the first 90 days, but you're going to get a pattern to where the free group is going to run itself, where you're going to do this, like you're going to create that curriculum that's automatically, almost like just on autopilot, going to graduate people to your low ticket membership. And all you're going to have to do is go live like once over Zoom and do what I'm doing right now and pulling people through to the next step. Does that make sense?
It does. I think I get lost in the weeds thinking about in my industry what that specifically is. Because my outcome, I'm a relationship coach, I'm a marriage therapist. And so the outcomes are obviously very subjective. It's not like hey, by day 90, you should be able to have 5 ads, that you can run and know how to do it successfully.
This is so funny. I just literally, Christina, she'll laugh at this. So my agency client is a relationship coach. Her name is Denise Poteet. And I literally just helped her do this with her free group today. Like literally,
Ah.
I gave her, so I don't know if you watched, cause I know you're brand new. So inside the 3 profit plays part of the program, there's a 5-day how to build a profitable Facebook group. I had her go through the framework of like, okay, this is what your people need to accomplish before. And so like, she's basically, she was stuck. She's like trying to figure out, she's like, okay, because she deals with like, she's faith led. So that's really important to her faith led. And she works with people who are business professional women who are faith led. So that's kind of her niche. And so today her and I were literally over Voxer going back and forth over how she should like transition people into her group. And so she's got a couple of different options that she's working with. And one of them is actually helping women get back into the dating scene after they've either been widowed or married for, 20 years and getting back in there. And so her whole purpose of that Facebook group is to just get people to fill out their dating profile in a way that's going to attract who they want and repel the people that they don't want to waste time with. So her sole focus in that Facebook group is to do that so that she can graduate them to her $6,000 coaching program. So she's going quite a leap from free, but she does have a webinar that we run ads to as well that transitions them into a phone call. But what we're trying to do is like, she's got this Facebook group that was like not being engaged. And so we just created this entire framework for her. So couple of different things. Like, what do you want them to accomplish before? Because what was happening was like when she was getting on the phone with a lot of the women, like before getting into the $6,000 program, a lot of them hadn't even set up online dating profiles. And like nowadays, like that's almost kind of like you almost need to, because people want to know who that other person is on the other end that they're talking to. And so she had to help them get, even though to you, that's probably like I'm gonna turn this light on, it's getting dark. Ooh, that was really bright. But like, it's probably like little to you, but for some of your clients, like just a little win like that is enough to propel them to like, oh my gosh, Misty's awesome. Like, what's next? I just did this, Misty, what do I do next? And that's how you pull them into that next level.
Yeah, I don't market myself as such, but I have a tendency to attract mostly people who are married and really struggling in their marriage. Most of them have kids, that kind of thing. But some are in cruddy relationships, some are in good relationships. So I'm not ultra niched like the person you just talked about. So I think that's where I've been struggling. Like, should I get super niche down? And I used to be ultra clear. I did high ticket stuff and I was ultra clear on who my ideal client was, who my avatar was, and who I was speaking to. But things have pivoted a little bit. So now I'm just kind of like flailing around.
Do you mind me asking, why did you pivot? Just curious.
Yeah. So to begin with, it was really this sort of save your marriage approach. And the truth is while I can help people arrive to a place where they can save a marriage, it's really hard to offer that as a guarantee. And it felt internally just kind of cruddy because some of the people I was working with, they were looking for ways to leave. And a lot of the people that I work with, they're not necessarily wanting to save a marriage because it's not on the brink. They're wanting to make something good, great. And it also attracted a lot of crisis situations.
Yes.
That is fine and well and good. I have a private practice and I deal with that in a private practice, but for the sake of coaching, crisis intervention is not what I want to be doing in a coaching sphere.
No.
So I wanted to move away from that. I was getting some pretty low end applications, lots of objections. And so I wanted to gravitate to a more sophisticated audience. But one of the things I'm thinking of is there are some fundamentals, like foundational pieces that I do want people to know before we could ever do one-on-one work. And that's like basic communication skills, solid boundaries, how to connect, knowing where they're at in their relationship and why they're having some kind of rub with their partner. And then some of the more sophisticated stuff being the belief and subconscious stuff behind it. So that's kind of how I'm thinking about it, but I don't know if that's
what would you say
clear
is
enough.
What would you say is like the easiest, like, but yet effective win that you could give someone in a relatively short amount of time if they put in a week or two's work?
Most recently we did a 21-day challenge where people come in and they practice different ways of showing affection, appreciation, and acknowledgement every day for 21 days. And what they started to notice was they quit looking for the negative and they actually started noticing more positive things in their relationship, even without their partner changing. So there are lots of wins there. I'm thinking something along those lines. Or being able to cut out the 4 predictors of divorce in their communication.
I like the first one. I mean, I like the second one too. I could see you totally like doing the 21 days like as a monthly thing, and then at the end of the 21 days having something very similar, whether it's like, you know, wine and the girls or whatever, you know, like have something fun, some type of fun activity to where they can go over the wins that they've had over the 21 days, and then lead into almost make it like to where it's fun, but it's almost webinar style. I hate to use the word webinar, but like where you guys are having the conversation, but there's a little thing like in this live Zoom call that you're going to have stepping stones to pull as many of them out into that first, you know, tier, that low ticket membership. Does that make sense?
Yes. So doing that in the free group.
In the free group, because what we want to do, and we want to hit it hard. Like I really like the 21 days. I would prefer it to be a little bit shorter so that we can
It could be.
get it, so that like we can get it like done in like, you know, 7 days or for something a little bit, you know, quicker, to where 2 times a month you can book, you know, have these Zoom calls. But we want to pull people off of Facebook. We want to have like the conversations like kind of how we're having right now. I think that that's
Okay.
good. I think that that's super important. That way we can pull them to the next level of your membership. Also, I don't know if you got to the 15 pieces of content exercise yet.
Mhm.
I would literally start doing that, and then having people start raising their hands for that membership group. Now, I'll give you guys a little teaser. So my Black Friday, and this has a point, my Black Friday offer, I'm literally giving away like a couple of trainings that I've done with like my private students, and I'm giving it away for like $1.97 for all 21 of them. I'm literally just throwing them into a Google Drive and just giving them away. So don't overthink that you need to get caught up in like all the tools and stuff, like
Mhm.
Bobby and all of this stuff. Like my first, when I was talking about like my $2,000 group earlier, it started with a beta group like for $497. I didn't have any of the course, anything created from it. I did it all live, and I told them that before they signed up. I said, look, for the next 6 weeks, we're gonna conquer X, Y, and Z, but it's gonna be live calls. You guys are gonna be there when I'm shooting the content, so you actually have the advantage of getting to ask questions as I'm doing the training. And literally all of those trainings went into the Facebook group. I did it from a Facebook group. Then once I had the money for that, I had the money to actually pay someone to actually help me convert all of that stuff into ClickFunnels was my first platform. So that's how I literally, so don't overthink the tech. You could do a lot with, you could do a lot with just, this is what I'm going to do. You guys want to be a part of it? We're going to do it in this live, you know, over Zoom. I'm going to upload it to a Facebook group. You guys are going to have a community, and you guys are going to give me feedback. And then, I mean, cause like my $7 program, what it is now is completely different than what it was when I launched it 2 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you have some suggestions? I mean, obviously live calls are a huge component, and I want to do that because I work really well live and people need that touch point.
Yep.
Do you have some suggestions on how to make that sexy with my industry? Because I have a tendency to get a little heavy and clinical, and nothing really sounds fun.
When you say that whenever you say make it sexy, what do you mean by that?
You know, for instance, I was looking through the group and it's conversions and cocktails. Like, that is so fun. Like, it makes you want to attend. And I know I don't have to get super fancy, and this can evolve over time. I can change names.
It could literally be something like wine over your relationship or something like that. Like, it'd be fun, you know, like it's, you know, it's all about, I could see like your group becoming more of a communal type program that's going to pull those people through, you know, like having that platform, that 7-day challenge or that 14-day challenge, and then having these calls where it's most community of people like, oh yeah, you know, during my 5th day, I did this, and, you know, them asking you questions and then saying, hey, if you guys like what we're doing here, like I just, you know, and then consistently, you know, upsell them into that next level group, even invite some of the people who are in that group onto these calls to talk to some of the women. It helps them pull those people to that next step program.
So then suggestions for deliverables in the actual paid group then. what would you suggest starting with that I can grow on, build around? Because I want something that I can implement super quick. I don't have to get lost in the tech.
I would do it all live, like what I did with mine.
Do it live.
I would
Okay.
literally, because here's the thing, if you launch it and no one buys it, then you're not out like all of this time building all of this
Yeah.
content. You can build it as you go, and people will be like, well, I didn't understand that. And so like whenever I was doing that, like my beta group, I launched it, I want to say 3 or 4 rounds before the content became the content, because I was like, nope, I still didn't get it right. They had too many questions, and I was optimizing for less and less questions. And so that's how I got the curriculum that I have now. And my premium is because of all the questions of just like, okay, I didn't do it right that time. Let me keep doing this over and over again, to where now I don't have to do live lessons. Like my premium members, they watch the step-by-steps, they come to class and I check their work, and that's it.
Okay. Okay. I know some of that will be questions I can ask on a later call. I don't have to worry about all of that now. No, that's okay. That's okay. I want to get in my head like what I need to do like today when I hang up so that I can make this happen. So I know I can go and pull people from the group doing a 5-day challenge, be feeding this to people.
Don't overthink it. If I can give you one thing today, and then next week like work on that free group, what I would like to see you do is like after this call or tomorrow, whenever you have time, just create a syllabus for what that membership's going to look like. You can launch with literally just a syllabus, because then when people are like, well, what are we going to learn? Then you're just sending them a Google Doc.
I don't know.
Yeah, then you just send them a Google Doc and say, look, this is what we're going to be doing over the next, several weeks. Do you guys want to be there while I shoot it? I'm going to give you guys free advice. You're going to get free me time. Like there's a lot of benefit to being in the group now.
So that's what they're getting in I'm confused. That's what they're getting in the free group or the paid group that I'm trying to pull them into?
Let's talk about the fit. Let's get that right. That's your fastest path to cash between your free group and your paid group, because you have to create your paid group first before you can start pulling people from your free group.
Right. Yeah.
So that's where I would start. I would launch create your syllabus so that you can promote it to your free group and also like your warm audience too. Because you got to have something first to promote it, right? Because then you can start talking about like the stuff that you're going to talk about inside that paid group. You can start making some free content that's going to pull people like, do you guys like this kind of training? Drop me a line below, because I'm launching a membership that you're going to actually get personalized coaching for those of you guys who get in early, because I'm going to be shooting this live so that you guys will actually get, some personalized time and attention in this, because you're going to be doing it live. So you're going to save time. As Nick would always say, you're going to save time. You have to shoot it anyway. Might as well turn on the camera and let other people ask questions and give you feedback on what you just taught, without you having to like shoot, all of this like and don't get too caught up in like, oh, it has to be fancy and all of this stuff. As a matter of fact, I find the more fancy I get with my setup, the less students actually pay attention.
So now I could literally just house it in a Google Drive doc, send it in their email, or host it in the Facebook group and figure out all the Kartra stuff later.
Exactly. That's what I did. Like my first, I didn't have ClickFunnels. I didn't have a membership site. I want to say we did the Zoom calls, and I remember I would download them, and I think I like made a YouTube playlist or something for them to watch later. But the community was on the Facebook group, and then the training was like hosted on YouTube or something crazy. So don't overthink it, because you're going to sell it before you prove it. And then once you have like a couple of members, you're like, okay, now I've got a real membership. Now let me pay someone to actually build it out.
Can I ask another quick question?
Yeah, absolutely.
This is more about opinion, less about strategy. Just because I want this group to be something I already enjoy doing, coming from Nick. Figure out what you love to do and just find a way to make money around it, so it never feels like work. And some of what people have been requesting are things like a book club. Like, we want to know what you're studying, what you're reading, but you like help guide us through it. And I want that to be possibly a component, in addition to also trying out various products like date box subscriptions, certain couples games, or whatever it might be, and give them reviews so people know, hey, this is a really great book to check out, or don't waste your time on this one. Here's a cool product review. Thoughts on that, or does it get to be too much?
I love that. You could do something like couples club or something like that, to where it's more communal type membership versus a content based content-based membership. So it would be more community-based than content-based. So you'd still have some content that you could provide for them, but more so people are joining for the community aspect.
Okay. And if I were to develop then a premium group off of that, would that still need to be more communal? I'm trying to understand the bigger picture too. Does that still need to be more
so what you want to figure out is like, what is the ultimate goal, right? Like, where's this fitting in, and how is this going to graduate people? Again, like, even this membership is going to graduate people to some other spot. Or you could be like, nope, I'm just doing this because I have fun and I want to start it and make a little bit of money.
Yeah, I'm doing it because I have fun and I want to stop trading hours for dollars.
Yep.
But I also want to move people up the ladder to work with me one-on-one without having to just do the cold ad traffic to a lead magnet, a strategy session.
Yeah, you don't need all of that.
Because I'm not spending my time doing strategy calls all day.
You don't need any of that. Like, I hardly do strategy. I don't even do free strategy calls anymore. I just have my
people are. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. So people
are hiring me for one-on-one. Just when I randomly have the energy and I say, hey, there's 4 spots, who wants it? But I've been offering them, a month as opposed to like 3 months. They can choose. So I want to get more people there, but I want them to have those foundational pieces. And then they're just using the one-on-one to like fast track this thing that they're really stuck on.
Yep,
so
absolutely.
It's not like
your
10 years of therapy.
Your one-on-one is almost like a VIP part of the whole community program. So, cause like my agency is like kind of like my VIP of my premium, right? Because like my premium members, I teach them and show them how to do it, but my agencies like are my VIPs, right? I actually do everything for them. So you have a very similar business model. Now, one of the things that I want you to do as you're like listing out your syllabus, what I want you to do is I want you to also, at the end of like each thing that you're teaching them in this community membership or content membership, however you choose to do it, I want you to, and don't forget this, I want you to write out, what is the milestone? Why should people do this? And what are they actually going to get out if they do it? That's going to be huge, because then that's going to help you create that direct pathway that's going to pull people from, okay, this, $47 a month membership. That last milestone is going to be like the thing that you need to optimize the most. That's going to pull them to that next step of the one-on-one.
So what is the milestone? Why are they doing this particular thing? Why is that important?
Exactly. What is the direct result? Like, if they do everything I say during this amount of time, what is the milestone? Okay. Week 1 milestone is this. Week 2 milestone. This is the milestone I want them to accomplish in week 2.
Okay.
It's going to make you it's really hard. It's going to make you really think this out. Like, but that's how Nick taught me how to optimize every single piece of my content that I do in the $7 program and the premium.
Okay. I think I did something similar when I offered a signature 6-week course that was very mapped out. Like, here's week 1, here's week 2, here's week 3. These are all the benchmarks. I think just the therapist in me, that is not like linear at all. It's all like, hey, it's all esoteric and vague. And it's hard to like pinpoint like specific results that are not relationship outcome based.
But still, like, think about this. If I read a book, like, I'm just using a silly example, but if I read a book and it makes me happy or it changes my life, it automatically makes her and I's relationship better. There's always a milestone. It's just sometimes we don't think of those types of things, and we don't look at the 30,000 foot view. We only see like the little thing.
Yeah, that's true.
You've got a really good product that a lot of people need.
Agreed. They do need it. Okay, I've got a lot to chew on. And so the best way to get follow-up questions answered would be the next Zoom call or the 10 on T.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, okay. Someone did their onboarding. I like that.
I did.
You filled out the form, you made it to the call, and you filled out on Tuesday.
There
more
we go.
than 50% of people in this program.
Okay, I'll take a trophy.
Absolutely. You get a gold star. All of you guys tonight are gold stars. We had lots of good questions today of everyone doing their homework. So
okay. Well, thanks for bearing with a newbie. Lots I know I'm
That's
talking
what they
fast.
tell
I'm
so
super
far.
excited.
My wife will tell you I'm chatty Cathy. I will talk all y'all's heads off. I love doing this stuff, and that's why I do it. Like you said, right? This stuff is fun for me, and I'll answer. Swazette, is that how you say your name? Swazette. I use Kartra now. I was using ClickFunnels, and the only reason I switched to Kartra was because Kartra has an affiliate program. Well, it's an easier affiliate program than the ClickFunnels one, so that's why I switched. Nothing wrong with ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels is an amazing software.
Okay, I'm interested in the, you said something about the membership platform that's on Kartra.
It's on Kartra. That's what I love about Kartra. It's got the membership, it's got the emails, it's an all-in-one platform. That's why I like it.
Okay, is there a link in the Facebook group for that? I know you had said somebody in there was an expert or be helpful.
Danielle Doucette, I think is how you say her last name. She is a Kartra like ninja. But yeah, if you want to try it out, I can message you my 14-day trial.
Okay, do that. Okay. Now, for the Facebook group, that just really got me when I saw your your ad. That just got me because I have built something organically and it's a free group, and now I want to pull some people out of there and put them into the paid group. And so I have it's been there. We had it for 5 years, so it's a pretty.
Oh, you're gonna love my 5-day. Have you gone through the 5-day profitable Facebook group training yet?
No, not yet.
Look for it. It's called the 3 profit plays, and it's profit play number 2, how to build a profitable Facebook group in 5 days.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna put it to test, and I'll be back to let you know how it's going. I'm excited.
Oh yes, please do.
Thank you.
You are very welcome. Well, that is all the forms tonight. I gotta run. I'm actually meeting up with some friends here in San Antonio, finally getting a little relaxation going on. But I hope that you guys have an amazing weekend. And as Misty brought up, the best place to answer the questions in between these calls are the 10 on T posts. But I hope that you guys have an amazing weekend.
You too.
Bye guys. Great call tonight.
Bye-bye. Have a good one.
Bye. Thank you.
Absolutely.